Today I am doing hot takes again. I love reacting to your guys' hot takes, and this time around might be the best batch of them so far, but other than that, let's just hop right into it. Starting off with a pretty hot one, and one that I definitely don't agree with at all. This might not even be a top 3 most intense ride in the park if we're being honest. Every element that Rougarou and Raptor share, Raptor's is so much more intense, and just the overall layout on Raptor is way more intense than Rougarou. And the double helix is the most intense moment at Cedar Point, so that helps too. Also, Maverick and Millennium Force are more intense than Rougarou, and this is just a bad take, to be honest. My opinion on this question is that Cedar Point is the best amusement park, but not the best theme park, because I think that Islands of Adventure clears, and it's not even close. But if we're talking about parks that are strictly amusement parks that just have a lot of rides and not a lot of theming, yeah, I do think that Cedar Point is the best one out there. But the real question is, how can Cedar Point even be compared to parks like Islands or even a Disney park with a ton of theming elements? I just don't think that they can be compared at all. But going up against other parks like Great Adventure and Great America, and other amusement parks that just have a ton of roller coasters and thrill rides, I think that Cedar Point is probably the best one out there. I completely agree with this. The fact that Kings Island has not gotten a major roller coaster since Orion is just insane to me. Like, it just shouldn't be possible. After the family attraction they're adding in 2026, it will be at least a 6-year age gap between the new thrill ride and Orion, which for a park of Kings Island status, it's just insane. And Kings Island is probably going to wait at least 1 to 2 years after that, so it could be 8 whole years after Orion. Also, Cedar Point already got their major thrill ride in 2024 with Top Thrill 2, and I know it didn't really open, but they still spent $30 million on that. And Top Thrill 2 is not a little investment, it's a major ride. Siren's Curse would have been perfect for Cedar Point, and I'm happy that I'll still be able to ride it because it's only 2 hours away from where I live, but it definitely should have gone to Kings Island. No, absolutely not. Mystic is a good ride, but not the best at Kings Island. I would take Orion and Diamondback over Mystic in a heartbeat, and it's not even close. Mystic is a great ride with a lot of low-to-the-ground airtime pops and lateral transitions, but it's not my type of ride. The airtime is good, but the lats aren't my favorite, and the smooth airtime-filled Diamondback is great, and I would easily take that over Mystic any day. Also, Orion is slandered way too much. Its mix of airtime and weird elements for a Giga is honestly really nice, and I don't know why people hate it, and it's a easily better ride than Mystic Timbers every day, not even close. Another one that I have to disagree with. Now, I haven't been to King's Dominion, and Kings Island is my home park, but it just looks inferior in almost every way. First, Kings Island just looks nicer, if you know what I mean. The front entrance looks good, and the other areas of the park, especially the ones that they refurbed, look amazing. While other than Expedition X, the park looks kind of just alright. And last, Kings Island has the better coaster collection. Kings Island has Orion, Mystic Timbers, Diamondback, Banshee, and many more, and it makes it such a deep coaster lineup, while Kings Dominion has Twisted Timbers, I-305, and not much after that. Kings Island on top for sure. I would have to slightly agree. No, me saying that this is overrated does not take away from how legendary this roller coaster is. I just think that it's more iconic for its size and pure length, which is better than any other roller coaster that I've been on. But it's how you use that track. In my opinion, for back in the day, it was spectacular, but in today's game, it's just not as good. There's a lot of straight track and just not doing anything, and it's a very hit or miss ride when it comes to its smoothness. Sometimes it's smooth as glass, sometimes it's the roughest ride in the park by far. But riding through the trees is always amazing, and the double helix is a great way to finish this ride out. This is tough since I think that both parks are well catch, but yeah, Cedar Point is a bit more dysfunctional than Kings Island. Kings Island is one of the best amusement parks in the game when it comes to being a nice, overall, clean experience. There are no spots around the park that look bad or just have a trashy feeling around them. Like the main Midway, Rivertown, or just some of the nicest and cleanest amusement lands that I've been to, and you just can't go wrong with them. While Cedar Point does have some rough spots like Gemini Midway, which usually is pretty dirty and just looks awful. They need to refurb it as soon as possible. I'm not gonna lie, this has become a bit of a brain-dead take. If you think that Millennium Force is forceless, I'm convinced that you have never ridden the thing. Yeah, it's not I-305, but it's still pretty intense. The overbanks add a lot of intensity, especially that first one being 6 straight seconds of 4 positive Gs. Now, I do believe that the airtime hills could be better because if it's not warmed up, it has little to no airtime, but when warmed up, has some solid pops of floater. Anybody that says Millennium forceless is delusional, and they need to rewrite it as soon as possible. This is a yes for me. I'm someone that already doesn't love Magnum, and a big weakness in Cedar Point's lineup is the lack of floater airtime. They have many ejector machines like Magnum and Steel Vengeance, but when it comes to floater, they are lacking that real floater machine. And if they were ever going to remove Magnum because of maintenance issues or whatever, a 250-foot Shambhala-like Hyper would be amazing and so cool. Having it run along the beach and the water park would be insanely cool and sick, and Hypers are just some of the most fun and easiest models to maintain in the industry. I wish this would happen, but I don't think it's going to. Now, Invertigo is a ride that needs to go, and a new gen Vekoma would be sick, but since Cedar Point just got Sirens Curse, I don't know if there's a real high chance of this happening anymore. Also, if Kings Island was ever going to get a new roller coaster, it would be in the Vortex plot of land and not the front entrance, since they don't really want to remodel that area, since it's got that whole restaurant up there, and they don't really intend on getting rid of it anytime soon. But this would be cool, but sadly, I don't think it's going to happen anywhere in the near future. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, vote on my community tab. And if there's any hot takes on here that you agree or disagree with, comment down below. But other than that, have a good day.